Welcome back to the Cabana, everyone. I'm Ernie Carswell at Douglas Elliman Real Estate. I lead a team of 26 real estate professionals. We call ourselves Carswell and Associates. This Cabana series, I try to provide tips for sellers, buyers, agent colleagues, even friends. Any tips that you can take from these short talks, I hope will be helpful to you. They've actually been helpful to me as I formulate my ideas to present them to you. Today, my topic is, where is wealth going? It seems that wealth is going somewhere. Well, I'm here to tell you, wealth is moving out. We are not surprised to learn that New York City vacated during the pandemic. The wealthy luxury homeowners in the city moved out to the Hamptons, New Jersey, Connecticut, some moved to Florida. We actually received quite a few of them here in Los Angeles. I know that they're returning, and New York City is one of the greatest cities in history, not only in the world, but that was the perfect demonstration that those who could afford to move out did. It creates an interesting story to tell about what may be happening here in Los Angeles, which I want to share with you today. So here in Los Angeles, speaking about where to go when you want to move out, typically we've heard over the years of people moving out to Malibu or Palm Springs in the desert, or maybe something in the mountains, Lake Arrowhead, Big Bear, the ski communities. What's really amazing about LA when you think about it, all of these great different destinations, desert, ski resorts, ocean, all within 2 hours or less drive from the city center here, which is why we love LA. But moving on, even moving further out, we hear of people going to Santa Barbara or maybe down to Laguna. All of these are destinations that over the years we've learned to hear often about someone taking a second home or moving out of the city to these locations. Last year, we saw the patterns of wealthy luxury homeowners moving out double and triple going to these destinations, depending on which ones they were. Amazing numbers. Not as many as in New York City, as I mentioned earlier, but just record numbers of people moving out of the denseness of the inner city of Los Angeles. But look, not everybody moved out. I didn't. I love it here. But still we see, if they're not moving out, many people are moving around. And where are they moving around? They're moving, to neighborhoods and destinations that are still inside Los Angeles, but might be less dense. There's a great abundance of home estate settings in neighborhoods that are not the typical ones we've known over the years, like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Brentwood, Westwood, Santa Monica, but they're looking for home sites that may have larger land sizes, more privacy, and basically, in just every case, just more of something that we find in the luxury traditional home. So, some of the examples of those neighborhoods that are now receiving the moving around numbers: Silver Lake, we now have a $30 million estate on the market in Silver Lake. Never in its history has it been above $5 million, and now we have something well into the double digits. $25 million home that we're fortunate to represent received multiple offers in Pasadena's exclusive area, San Marino, the USC Presidential Mansion estate. We also know of a $40 million estate there in Pasadena. $22 million in Hidden Hills, where there are horse farms in the San Fernando Valley. $18 and $28 million homes available right now in Hancock Park. A very smooth district of wide streets, big lots, open air. Encino, a very well-known San Fernando Valley neighborhood, is experiencing a large estate boom. The top end of the Encino market has never been more desirable. Why? Because these homes are sitting on an acre, or they're sitting on top of a mountain ridge looking out at far views. Basically, we see people are wanting to move around if they're not moving out. Right now, we see ranch properties are more attractive than they've ever been. This team has been fortunate to represent a ranch property up in Ojai, about an hour and 45 minutes north of the city. Well, it sat on the market about 1 year. And then this year, snapped right up, multiple interest. We have other ranches now that we're representing there. Interesting, constant demand for properties with open air. We're also hearing that Joshua Tree, which is beyond Palm Springs and a much more barren area, but beautiful because of the photography that has been captured there over the years and the beautiful trees that are in the desert. Now big estates are being planned and built out there. Where 2 years ago, Palm Springs, Ojai, these were just seasonal destinations. People are moving around in our region to get out. Where else are they going? Well, there's the lure of gated communities. Never before have gated communities been so much in demand. Bel Air Crest is about 25, 30 years old here in Bel Air, near the 405 freeway. It's had reasonable success over the years. Try finding something now without having competition. Suddenly it's in high demand. A smaller gated community in Bel Air, Moraga Estates. We had a property there that experienced some challenge in selling. Now we have it safely sold and we have a backup offer. People are competing to get the house that last year was overlooked. So I think gated communities are something to be very mindful of because they've sort of been ignored in Los Angeles over the years. No more. The fact is, when you really want to boil it all down to just real common sense, Mother Nature has taught us all a big lesson this last year, not only in the United States, but around the world. And that's the value of fresh air for our health and even for our survival. You know, I think back 150 years before there was the modern age, which brought us air conditioning and electricity in every home. I remember my grandparents remembering to me as a young grandson that they grew up in a home without electricity. This wasn't the 1700s. We're talking about the early 1900s. Anyway, some of the homes that were built during that period still exist here in Los Angeles in some of our historic neighborhoods. Then there was no air conditioning, so the fresh air ventilation and the method of cooling homes was something known as sleeping porches, rooms where all three sides were windows or doors, and the family would sleep out there on the hot summer nights to be cooled and ventilated and more comfortable. Well, once the modern age began and air conditioning and heating were, the norm, people started closing up their homes. Things got kind of closed in and we all began to hibernate in. We didn't realize it until recently. So what we now see is that trend will reverse probably for many years. This is going to be the new norm and the new desire for the new home lifestyle. So when I ask you, where is wealth going? It's going right where you want to be, where I want to be, and where we happen to live today in Los Angeles. This is why we're having such an incredible real estate strong demand for homes. They're for homes that are open to nature, provide shelter, but yet open air. This is the new thing to be aware of and hopefully to enjoy. It's something that all of us love about living here. It's something that allows me to come and talk to you in this cabana and to share these times with you and with others, and actually to enjoy it for myself. Until the next time, I'll be here in the cabana thinking of you. Till then.